Good morning. Good morning, Rodney. I love you. I dealt with some insecurities yesterday. Some stuff I heard that really attacked it. Made me think about all kinds of stuff. I mean, I gotta be honest here, right? I heard that it's possible that, possible that like all these videos that I do, from like the TikTok, the Instagram, to like my videos here, can be put onto AI, and then they can make me look and sound like I'm doing whatever they want me to do. And it really put me in a little bit of a funk for a little while there, actually. But I thought, I sat there and ate with my daughter. Actually, I sat down and ate with all my kids. Well, most of them. There's a lot of them. And I sat there, I was talking to Molly. And I just thought, man, you're so amazing. Like how much adversity you've overcome since you were like 4 really. And like just watching that kid fucking grow, get up on time, get themselves ready, wash their own clothes. They might leave dishes in their room. Fuck it. I mean, it's not okay, but man, you can't expect perfection. The other stuff, man, and they went and got clothes yesterday, and they actually got clothes yesterday, and I was so proud of them. But yeah, that fear and that insecurity popped in my head. I went to the gym and tried to work through it that way. Yeah, I didn't share about it in the meeting because I didn't make a meeting. In 8 days, 8 mother effing days, I'll have 1 year. I gotta ask myself, looking back, if I knew then that it would cost me this insecurity, like I would have been ready to have that shit happen immediately. Probably was. Who knows? Doesn't matter. Like it attacks the one thing for me that has been a challenge a lot of my life, and that's being made fun of or any of that. But here's the thing. I thought a lot about willingness today. There's acceptance, and then there's faith and all that. And I thought a lot about willingness today. What are you willing to do? What are you willing to endure? What are you willing to go through? What am I willing to do? I've proved to myself in this year what I'm willing to put myself through to get better. Even if I thought I couldn't afford it, even if I thought it wasn't going to happen, even if that's where faith came in. Willingness kicks in when my faith is a lot stronger, but there has to be that point where the faith is not even there, and you're just like, I'll fucking do whatever I gotta do. Whatever it takes. If you're at that point. Not everybody's at that point. Some people can just say, I noticed there's an issue here, and then just stop. I'm not that person. So I'm just going to speak on behalf of me. And if you can relate to this, great. If you can't, it's not for you. What was I willing to do? When I said the word anything, I'll do whatever it takes. I'll do anything to get better. What did that mean? It's easy to say I'll do anything, and then they suggest something to you, whoever, and you're like, well, I'll do anything but that. When I got into this the first time, like being in that relationship that I was in, that wasn't suggested for me to not be in it. Nobody said you shouldn't be in that relationship. Well, they're people, but not the people that I was listening to on how to stay clean. They weren't like, don't be with that person. They just asked other questions. And I lied on those questions. Are you willing to be honest with yourself and be honest with others? Are you willing to make 90 meetings in 90 days? Are you willing to get a sponsor? Are you willing to start eating healthier? Are you not healthy? Like, it takes little by little. Like, okay, so when I was in treatment, they had 3 snacks a day, and they gave you all you can eat. It was like a fucking buffet 3 times a day. There's some people that got in there that haven't eaten in a long time. It's a wonderful way to get people nourished, right? But we're given the opportunity to decide on how much. And all of us in there, we're addicts. Are addicts. So it's like, I'll take it all. The first time I did that, I could wake up at 2 a.m., walk into the kitchen, and go eat a bowl of cereal. The TA that's up and watching will provide that for me. So I can just eat non-stop, which I did. So when I got out of there, I was like, I felt better mentally. Maybe. But this time I didn't do that. But it's little by little. Like, I'm not going to have that dessert. I had to like say, okay, I'm not going to do creamer in my coffee now. You know, just these little tiny things. I have a friend of mine who I look up to and respect a lot, who gave me a tip on cardio, which I don't run. But what he said was, you run at a 3. You do it consistently, and then you add it to a 3.5. And then you do that consistently for, a week. Then you add it to a 4 until you can consistently do a 7. And that same approach needs to be applied on every aspect of everything, whether it's, my job, my kids, like everything. I use that approach. He doesn't know it because he hates taking credit for anything, but I used his approach and just slowly started doing things. And because that approach really works for me, I use it in other areas of my life. I use that approach with the hiking thing. I use that approach with these freaking tattoos. I use that approach with push-ups, the gym, how much weight I'm going to use at the gym. Like, that's the approach I go back on. I'll use that approach to reading to Lucy every night. Willingness. Another great person in my life says over and over again, it's not a knowing thing, it's a doing thing. So the general rule of thumb is we all know what we need to be doing, but we don't do it. And he's spot on with that. I have people in my life that are not just in recovery, that I lean on, and they give me these things that I need to help myself, because it's about balance. I talked about this a couple videos ago, the yin and yang. That's the definition of balance when it comes to the inner self, right? Too much dark is chaos. Too much light is chaos. That middle area keeps the chaos at bay. And making sure that there's a little bit of light in the dark and a little bit of dark in the light, because it's always going to be there. There's this blend. In church, they talk about the being in the middle of grace and truth. I learned that after being in a relationship with somebody, at least in my mind, where I had to learn afterwards what I was doing wrong. What I was doing wrong. It's not about what they were doing. And I don't say the word wrong, because what they were doing was trying to get fucking by. What I was doing wrong. My will is still fucked up. Just because I feel better, just because I have almost a year clean, it's still fucked up. I could fuck around and just like manipulate the fuck out of situations and make them really bad. I'm going to do that because I'm not better. I'm getting better. Understanding that is key for me. Understanding that I'm getting better and I'm doing well. So that way I don't say, oh, I'm all fucked up, what's the point? That way I don't want to give up, because it's just like, what the hell? I was looking at my body today and it's like, all this fucking work, man. I don't have a six-pack, right? All this work. I thought, what's the fucking point? And then I thought, why would you, you're fucking 46. Like, you're doing great. Just keep doing the work. Stop eating fucking out. You've had like fucking 50 cheat days. There you go. There's the answer. Right? Because I can easily say, I'm working really hard. I'll go to the gym tonight, so I'm going to go have fucking Taco Bell. Knowing damn well that that delicious cheese sauce on that quesadilla is going to fuck me over. And it mixes so well with the fucking hot sauce. Cheat day. Not fucking eat tuna and rice at work and then go, you know, like, I know better. I know this. So it's all good. Willingness, you know, and resetting every day. You know, that's the important thing. Resetting every day. That's huge. What that means for me is that, like, in the morning, like, if I can in the evening do a mental inventory. Was I a douche to anybody? Was I a douche to myself? And if I was, figure out who, figure out why and what, and figure out when I'm going to make my amends to them, right? First and foremost, did I do something that I feel uncomfortable about, right? So doing that inventory daily, which I don't do. I do it if I go to the gym, like in the evening. I sit there and I think, and I'm like, what did I do today? So that there's like a meditation / inventory thing when I'm in there quiet with my radio or my headphones and I'm lifting. It helps me not fucking work out my eyeballs, my neck, if you know what I mean. All weird. Because that's, you know, something I don't want to do. I don't want to make people uncomfortable. And I've done really good at not doing that as much. Like, I'm human. I ain't gonna lie. But I've done a really good job at, like, anytime I catch myself doing that, I look at myself in the mirror like, come on, buddy. And then I, like, lighten it off. And I notice now people aren't moving to the other side of the fucking gym. which is really what it needs to be like. Willingness, man. Willingness. And see, another thing is like realizing, like understanding that it's just a daily reprieve. This is every day. We reset every day. And in the morning, I do stuff like this, what I'm doing right now, to help call myself out on like what's going on, to help reflect on what's going on. To, you know, when you talk about it, even if I'm talking to myself, when you talk about it, you're getting it out. And getting it out is so important. I'm not saying put it on YouTube like I've been doing, but when you talk about it and you get it out, it's really important. For me. Maybe not for you. But again, if this isn't for you, you spent 16 minutes watching something that's not for you. And there I go, giving a fuck. So, yeah, all in all, I'm in a good place. 8 more days. Tomorrow I can say I have a week left. That'll feel good. A week. This countdown has been amazing. I started the countdown like when I realized I had at 9 months. I started this countdown. It's like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? All of a sudden these adventures popped in. So yeah. It's going to be a good day today. Look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself you love you. Do it over and over again. I'm not saying like all day do it, but like once a day. If you could start your day off saying I love you to yourself, and be the first person you said I love you to. You do that enough times, you'll start really feeling it. You know, like you just got to keep doing it. I think I do that enough times now. I've done it enough times to where like I defend myself. Because the way people talk to you is a direct reflection to how you let them talk to you. And the people that you keep in your life. If somebody's been in your life for a long time, and I can't speak on behalf of family because that's different. But it's not though. Just because they're tied with blood does not mean that they get to be in your inner circle in your space. It doesn't give anybody the right. Like, we protect ourselves. Just pretend that it's your partner, you, and somebody's talking to you like that, talking to them like that. Would you defend them? So don't let them talk to you like that. That's a real phrase. Don't let them talk to you like that. You can't control what other people do or say, but you can control if they do it again. You can't say, hey, look, the last time we spoke, you spoke to me in a way that I didn't feel was right. It didn't make me feel good at all. You're allowed to feel however you want, but we are not going to engage moving forward, regardless of what you want to say. People will say that to me. I know this. There will be at least one person who will say this to me when I get to that point of making my amends. And just because I'm making an amends does not mean that they have to hear it. They can say, look, I don't give a fuck. You did the thing. You said the thing. And I don't forgive you. Forgiveness is given from the other person. It's given to the other person. It does not have to be forgiven. Like, it does not have to be like, okay, you're good. We make the amends. We make the amends. We live the amends. And then we forgive. We don't expect people to forgive. They don't have to. It's their choice if they're going to. And then we change our behaviors so they don't have to deal with that shit again. I don't know why I just did that. Bye.